You have fallen between the cracks, slipped sideways through the seams of reason, where streetlights flicker in ancient tongues and alley cats watch you with ghost fire eyes. This is the place at right angles to knowing, caddy corner to the impossible, where up is a rumor and down is a guess, where mirrors refuse to reflect you twice the same. A sister world, carbon printed on the dark side of certainty, a place that should be there, but isn't. A space that never was, but always has been. Here, the air hums with unspelled spells, static crackles in the gaps between words, and the night sky is stitched together with thread you cannot see. Look too long, and the stars rearrange themselves to whisper your name in a language you forgot you knew. Nothing here is fixed. The roads shift like sand dunes in a windless storm. The buildings breathe when you're not looking. Your footsteps fall behind you, no longer yours but someone else's. Steel your heart. Still your mind. For the rules here are unwritten but strictly enforced by the whim of a dream, by the flick of a trickster's hand. You are lost. Or maybe found. Or maybe both at once. A shadow of yourself in a world turned inside out. An echo in the dark of what you thought was real. This is the minus world. And it knows you are here. Episode 1: Destinations. The long highway. You have been driving for hours, maybe days. Time peeled away like old paint, cracked and curling at the edges, flaking into the nothing behind you. The road is a black ribbon stretched taut, cutting through the belly of America, through fields that should be sleeping, but feel awake. Watchful. Gnarled trees claw at the sky, their bare branches frozen in twisted prayers. Their roots sink deep into something ancient, something that does not remember your name but remembers your kind. No other cars, no towns, no porch lights winking in the dark. Just silence, thick and absolute. The only sound the low hum of your tires and the steady murmur of the AM radio, its voice as old as the land itself.
And that wraps up today's farm report. Looks like we're in for a mild spell this week, with temperatures holding steady in the mid-60s. Good news for those winter wheat fields, and a nice break for all your folks out there tending livestock. Corn prices are holding at $5.20 a bushel, soybeans up just a tick, and if you're hauling hay, best get an early start. Word is County Road 17's got a bit of a backup with some road work. That just about does it for me, but don't go anywhere. We've got the Sunday Gospel Hour coming up after the break, followed by your favourite old-time country hits. And as always, keep it right here on AM 1170, your home for news, weather, and the best darn polka show this side of the river. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you down the road. Now, here's a little something from Betsy Ellis to get your morning started.
Well, the wind don't howl, it whispers low through the hollow where the cold roots grow. Shadow moves where none belong, and the trees all sway to a silence.
The gas station you passed hours ago, did it even have a name? Did you stop? Did you see anyone? The air feels heavy now, thick like summer before a storm, but the sky is clear. No clouds, no moon, just the faintest scattering of distant stars. Too far away to help you. You grip the wheel tighter. Your headlights carve twin tunnels through the dark, but they only reach so far, only show you what they want you to see. The road stretches on, and so do you.
Well now, traveler, you've been on this road a long time, haven't you? Highway stretching out like a ribbon, unraveling, the night heavy as a velvet curtain. But wouldn't you know it, there's a turn coming up, just a little dirt road, hardly worth noticing, just past the next mile marker. No name on it, no sign, just a break in the cornfields, a suggestion in the dark, and wouldn't it be something if you just turned?
You glance at the radio. That station wasn't playing a minute ago. No call sign, no commercials. Just a voice, rich as a preacher's promise, sliding into your ears like it knows your name. Outside, the road yawns ahead, empty, endless. Your headlights catch only motionless fields, rows of corn, stiff and silent as sentries, the kind of dark that makes you feel like the last living thing in the world. That turn, was that there before? The gravel mouth of it, hungry and waiting, just past the next mile marker. You keep driving.
Now I see. You're the stubborn type, the kind that likes the straight and narrow. But that's the funny thing about roads, traveler. Sometimes they take you somewhere, and sometimes they take something from you. Oh, I'd be real careful if I were you, because the longer you drive, the thinner the space between here and elsewhere gets. The dark's got a way of peeling back if you go too far, and wouldn't it just be a shame if you hit that point of no return, where the road don't go forward or back, just stops?
You fumble for the knob, try to twist the volume down, but the dial won't move. It's cold under your fingertips, like it's been sitting in the freezer for hours. You check the road, still empty. Still straight. But something about the blacktop feels different. Like the texture's changed. Like you're driving on something that isn't quite asphalt anymore. Your hands tighten on the wheel. You're imagining things. You're just tired. You're just the streetlights. There were streetlights, weren't there? Back at the last town. A gas station. A sign. When was the last time you saw anything at all?
Too late now, traveler. You missed your chance. You should have taken the turn. But don't worry, something's waiting for you up ahead. Oh, I can already see it, and so can you.
The headlights catch something up ahead. Number, not something. Something. It's standing in the middle of the road, vast and wrong. A shape that doesn't belong in this world. Too many angles and none at all. A shadow that swallows the light. Your foot slams the brake. Your hands wrench the wheel. The tires scream. And then the radio clicks off. The car stops moving, and something knocks on the window.
The sky beneath her. Betsy lays in the grass, dandelions brushing against her arms, a cricket chirping somewhere in the weeds, the sun slanting through branches of a tree whose name she never bothered to learn. Above her, the clouds roll slow, lazy beasts grazing across an endless field of blue, shapeless, nameless, nothing more than drifting dust. Except that's a stoplight, hanging over an empty intersection where the old man in the pickup truck waits too long before driving through. And there, the slow curve of a cloud bending into a street lamp, standing guard over Main Street, where nothing happens, where nothing ever has happened, where the grocery store doors sigh open and shut like a tired breath, where the same old woman buys the same loaf of bread at the same time every day. Another cloud unfurls like the sleeves of her kind of sort of boyfriend, his denim jacket worn at the elbows, his words like a droning weather report, predictable, overcast, low chance of anything interesting. The clouds are full of her life, small town static, boring weather, boring job, boring love kind of life. And she decides, enough. She will see only what she wants. She blinks and the sky shifts. A schooner rises from the cotton-stretched clouds, its hull braced with copper and brass, its mast wrapped in pipes and gears, its sails stitched from the breath of 1,000 dreams that never made it past the walls of this town. Hot air balloons, patched with lace and leather, buoy the ship higher, propellers spinning, pistons hissing, a machine built from the bones of adventure itself. And there, herself, standing at the bow, wind tearing through her hair, hands gripping the helm, eyes like burning stars. She watches as her dream self moves. Steps into the grocery store, rips off her name tag, slaps it down on the counter. "I quit," she says, and the manager doesn't even look surprised. Turns to her kind of sort of boyfriend, sees the future in his face. Sunday afternoon naps, Tuesday night TV, a lifetime of lukewarm conversations. "It's over," she tells him, and his shrug says he knew it was coming. She builds the ship with her own 2 hands, pulls it from the sky like a sculptor carving from air, bolts the last panel, ties the last rope, and when the town gathers in the field to watch, to point, to mutter, to shake their heads, she does not look back. She takes off. The ship sails past weather vanes that never turn, past the water tower where initials rust in the rain, past the edge of town where the road disappears into nothing she's ever cared to see. She pushes forward, into storm clouds that roll like mountains, lightning strobing in the distance, thunder like a drum in the ribs of the world. The ship lurches, tilts, dives, but she holds the wheel steady, laughs into the wind, knows that she was born for this, knows that the storm is nothing compared to stagnation. And when she breaks through, when she emerges into sunlight and open sky, she looks down, sees a familiar field below, sees herself laying in the grass, watching the clouds. The ship hovers, casting its shadow over the field, a silhouette of possibility. A rope ladder unfurls, dangling just within reach. The Betsy on the ground hesitates. She has lived this life so long, let herself be defined by its limits, its expectations, its gravity. But the Betsy in the sky leans over the railing, extends a hand, smiles in a way that says, "Trust me." And so she does. She climbs, hand over hand, feet slipping, heart pounding, the wind tugging at her like a mother calling her home. She reaches the deck, steps onto the ship, meets her own gaze. "You ready?" her dream self asks. Betsy looks down at the town, at the grocery store, at the roads she has walked 1,000 times. She smiles. Yes. The ship rises. The clouds close behind them. The world is wide and waiting.
The Monastery of No Name, high in the Alps, beyond the reach of roads, where the peaks rise like the jagged teeth of something buried, where the wind cuts deep and the sun never lingers long, there is a monastery that no map has ever marked. Its walls are older than the trees, stones blackened not by fire nor time, but by something deeper, something that watches even when no eyes remain. The monks inside speak a tongue that does not belong, a language that bends and cracks and splits, a sound like water dripping upward, like bones grinding in reverse, a harmony that should not be possible. They chant at dawn and at dusk, when the light is weakest, when shadows stretch into forms they were never meant to take, and when they chant, the air listens. The books that should not be inside their walls, there are volumes, row upon row, leather-bound, dustless, untouched by age, filled with text that writhes when looked at too long. The letters do not sit still. They move in the periphery. They shift when no one is watching. They hum under the fingertips of the curious, though no outsider has ever touched them and left unchanged. Where did they come from? The monks do not trade, do not buy, do not barter. Perhaps they wrote them. Perhaps they did not. Perhaps the books wrote themselves. A stream runs through the grounds, born from snowmelt, glistening in the half-light, whispering against the stones. Half the year, it flows, singing in tongues that echo the monks' chants. The other half, it is a trench, a jagged wound in the frozen ground, dry, bare, hollow. And yet, when it should be empty, it is not. At night in winter, when the wind hushes, some say they hear the sound of running water, but there is nothing visible, only the sound, as if something is moving beneath the ice, something thick, something that is not water at all. The silence of the villages. In the valleys below, the towns sit in uneasy quiet. They do not speak of the monastery. No one lays claim to the monks. No one has a brother, a father, a cousin who ever left for the mountains and did not return. There have been no comings. There have been no goings. Only the monastery, standing always, unchanged, untouched, undying. Some say the monks do not eat. There are no fields, no livestock, no smoke rising from hearths. And yet, they remain, not thinning, not aging, just there, always there. At dawn, the mountains shake, not from avalanche, not from wind, but from the voices. The monks gather, hoods drawn, faces unseen, standing at the edge of the trench stream where water does not always run. And they sing, not a hymn, not a prayer, not a sound made for men or gods. It ripples in the air like heat over stone. It bends the light. It unravels the silence in ways the ear was not meant to understand. And as they chant, something moves in the trench, something unseen, something hungry, something answering. Long ago, before the first towns were built, before the first roads carved their way through the valleys, something fell, or perhaps it rose. Something old, something vast, something that does not die, only waits. The monastery was built around it, not to protect it, but to keep it fed. And so the monks remain, singing, chanting, speaking their twisted tongue, tending their books, watching the stream, waiting, always waiting, for the thing beneath to stir, for the ice to crack, for the silence to end. One winter, the sun did not rise, not for a day, not for a week, not for a month. In the valleys below, they prayed, they lit candles, They waited, and in the monastery, the monks sang longer, louder, deeper. The air buckled, the mountains groaned. The stream bed, empty for months, began to weep. Something beneath the ice shifted, and then, as quickly as it vanished, the sun returned. But in the valley, they whisper that it is not the same sun. Not quite. That its light is just a little colder, a little thinner. That the sky is no longer watching. That something else is. The monastery stands, as it always has. Its doors do not open. Its monks do not leave. Its books do not fade. The mountains hold their breath. The stream whispers its secrets. The villagers do not ask questions. They do not want answered. And the monks, at dawn, at dusk, sing, low, endless, pulling at something deeper than stone. Their voices drifting through the frozen air, calling, 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 and something beneath the monastery waits.
You were always going somewhere, weren't you? Feet on the road before you knew what roads were, before you knew that footsteps could echo long after you were gone. You called it fate. You called it fortune. You called it the way the wind blew, but the wind never spoke your name. Not once. Not really. It was written in dust, etched in cracks between stones, a whispered invitation to a place you'd never seen but somehow always knew. And now, here you are, standing at the edge of a map that no one remembers drawing. The road hums beneath your heels, waiting. Farewell, for now, until you wander once again into the minus world. This has been a production of the Moon and the Moth Media. Engineered and generative clockwork design by Kaizo Automata. All rights reserved.